So, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dream Interpretation, where I interpret your guys' dreams that you send me. In today's video, I actually got a dream from Trisha, and I just wanted to let you guys know that if you guys would like to send me your dreams, make sure to send it to me at dreaminterpretation2020@gmail.com. I'll also have that in the description, and make sure to also check that description because I have a checklist of what to include in the dream. And I'd also like to say again, just in case you guys didn't know, that all names that I say in the videos aren't the real names of the person. I do that just so that I can protect your guys' identity, because sometimes dreams can be personal. So actually, the other thing I'd like to say is that Trisha actually had 6 dreams in one night. So I'm going to be doing all of the dreams since they're all, related because it happened all at the same time. I was in construction and I was thinking about contracting construction for a house. I was thinking about how I had to keep my voice low so that the men in the industry will respect me. I remember them wanting me on my team because I was a great asset. I would say specific things or say things spiritually, and it would speak to them. All right, so what Holy Spirit shows me right away from the get-go is that when you were saying that you were in a construction place and you were constructing a house. So Holy Spirit is basically showing me that you were actually working on your calling. You're kind of mindful about keeping your voice very low. So it also says that because you wanted the men in the industry to respect you. It's basically showing me that when you say industry here, it's basically signifying not film industry but music industry. So what the dream is saying is that you're basically working on on the music industry, but you're also hindering your voice. So you're very careful to say, to say certain things. Now it says after that but you would say specific things or say things spiritually that would speak to the men. But you were kind of careful, with your words. So what Holy Spirit is showing you is that, especially when you're in the industry, that you shouldn't be hindering what Holy Spirit wants you to say, right? So even if you're in this industry and not a lot of people are Christians, when Holy Spirit tells you to say something, right, you have to basically say it, right? And I guess what the lesson here is that you can't be a lukewarm Christian. So sometimes you will have to say things that other people won't like. But as a Christian, right, we have to say the truth, right? And the truth sometimes hurts. So that's what that first part of the dream says. All right, so we're moving on to the second dream. So then I was watching a presentation in high school. It was a presentation of history. I was in the front row seat, and then this girl came and sat with me on my chair. She ended up being a friend of someone that I knew. Her spirit felt very lustful. I remember really needing and wanting to watch and focus on the history presentation as they were reading the passages, but she was talking and being like, nobody needs that. All right, so the second dream, it says right at the beginning that you're in high school and you're basically learning. You're in a presentation of history. So what Holy Spirit is showing you is that you need to go and learn something that you've already gone through in the past. That's why you're in high school, right? There's something that's in the past that you need to learn again, or something that you didn't finish quite learning or didn't get a complete understanding of in the past. So basically you need to go, you basically need to learn something that you kind of dealt with in the past, but you basically need to finish learning it because because Holy Spirit is basically showing you that you need to learn it. So, and the fact that there was a girl there that was basically bothering you, right, and kind of distracting you from actually learning. So, and you said that she was very lustful. So what Holy Spirit is showing me there is that you actually have to learn something about homosexuality. There's something there, but that's not the whole presentation. So that's not the whole thing that you need to learn, but it has something to do with that, right? There's something that you need to understand in that topic of homosexuality. So that's why that girl was basically giving you, kind of distracting you from the presentation, but there's something there that you need to basically learn. So number 3, I was in high school and I ended up needing to get changed. And then while I was there, I went into the cafeteria. I walked by a group of teenage boys and their teacher, and the teacher stands them up 2 by 2 and was like, if anybody has guns on you, you know that your time is up. You have to leave them. Tomorrow we will start searching for it. Everyone was trying to act innocent, but they weren't. They did all have these guns. It wasn't a gun, but something else. I remember that they started carrying the weapons because of something that happened previously that they witnessed. It kind of brings me back to the history presentation at the school. All right, so dream number 3, you're basically still in high school. There's still more that you needed to learn from your past that you've kind of gone over, but you need to basically have the full understanding of it, or you need to understand it. So the fact that you were in the school, you were getting changed, and you went to the cafeteria, and there was a group of teenage boys, and all of a sudden the teacher basically confronted them and says that, if you guys have any guns, you basically, your time is up. You basically have to get rid of these guns, because we're going to be searching you tomorrow. So what Holy Spirit is showing you there is that you basically have to work on discernment, right? You have to see more in the spirit, not in the natural. So just like I think when the dream was occurring, you're probably a little surprised that the teacher was talking to them like that. But sure enough, a few moments later, you basically saw how they reacted, right? You saw that they actually did all have these guns and they were trying to act innocent, but in reality, they weren't. They were guilty, right? They had all of these things. And the guns is kind of a representation of anger, right? They had a lot of these spirits that were affecting them, this murderous hate, right? So then after at the end, it says, I remember that they started carrying the guns or weapons because of something that happened previously that they witnessed. It kind of brings me back to the history presentation of the school. So yeah, basically, Holy Spirit is showing you that these teenage boys opened the door to this murderous hate. And so you're going to have to basically see with your spiritual eyes more rather than the natural and see when people are in need of help, right? So number 4 dream, then the deliverance happened in the back of a store on the corner. A male friend needed deliverance. For some reason, I remember him being very skinny, but I also feel he or somebody else was also obese. I remember asking my friend, both males who was there, if he could pray in tongues because I was doing deliverance by myself. He said no. I said, okay, well, we'll just pray loudly. Nothing really came from the deliverance session. Then another friend who usually had to go to work but wasn't working at all. I had to go to work, and my skinny friend was like, well, I can do something. I haven't done something all week. All right, so this part of the dream, right away, you are physically doing deliverance in the back of the store, and you said that, so the fact that you said that your friend was incredibly skinny, and that you said that he or somebody else was incredibly obese, I kind of saw it like a leech. So this demonic spirit was actually the fat thing that you saw, that you weren't sure if it was him or if it was somebody else. That was the demonic spirit that was basically leeching off your friend, right? And so this thing is actually impeding him from advancing. So later on, you say that, he hasn't, well, I can do something because I haven't done something all week. So this basically signifies that your friend is in need of deliverance. Now, the fact is that, so this thing was basically sucking all of his energy, right? It's taking all of his time. So this spirit is actually impeding him from moving forward. So this is what your friend is talking about. Now, also the fact that you were praying for deliverance and you saw that your 2 male friends weren't really helping you out at first. They were like, no, I'm not going to pray in tongues. Well, then you told them, well, then just pray loudly, right? So that part of the dream is basically showing you that friend that you have actually does need deliverance. But I don't think it's you that needs to do deliverance. All right, so number 5. So then I had a memory of me working or volunteering at one church and then transitioning to Hillsong Church. Also, others from Hillsong were reminiscing on the same thing happening with them. And they felt like what I was going to experience is what they already experienced. So that's dream number 5. So what Holy Spirit is basically showing you there is that, so the fact that you basically were having a memory of volunteering at another church and all of a sudden it was Hillsong. Now, I don't know personally if you're part of Hillsong, like at the moment presently, but it seems like Hillsong was just a representation of the modern, right? So this is present. Also, others from Hillsongs were reminiscing on the same thing happening with them, and they felt like what I was going through, going to experience is what they already experienced. So something is basically showing you that, so the dream is basically showing you is that Hillsong is the next place that you need to learn, right? So Holy Spirit is showing you in this dream that Hillsong is the next step where you need to go so that Holy Spirit can basically keep showing you, right? So like these other dreams are basically showing that you need to basically learn something, right? So that's what that dream is signifying, that there's something in Hillsong that you are going to learn and you're going to advance with that church. Okay, so now I'm going to actually read dream 6. So on my way home, I was with a friend from Hillsong on a bus headed to where I live. She was talking about something about how white children would always look at her on this bus ride home, and they would always be so cute, and she misses kids like that. All right, so this is kind of showing you in the future. So the fact that your friend was actually kind of missed the joy and seeing children basically being happy and being joyful, right? And being cute and stuff. And now she doesn't see that anymore. So this is kind of in the future, showing you how in the future there's not gonna be a lot of joy from people that are lost, right? So since we're nearing the end times, right, this is not surprising that your friend was basically reminiscing on stuff from the past, right, on how things used to be, how people were a lot happier. So this is just, it's kind of you showing you a glimpse of the future. But anyways, yeah, so those are all the interpretations of the 6 dreams. I hope that this is giving you insight into what you need to do, right? And I think that's awesome that Holy Spirit is basically showing you how he showed you going to high school, because you needed to learn something from your past. There's something that you didn't quite learn fully in the past, and that you basically need to learn to basically advance. So yeah, that's awesome that it was basically showing you the present, kind of the future, right? Showing you that to get to the future, you need to be wary about with I think the first dream, right, about the music industry, and how you basically can't really just you can't be a lukewarm Christian, in the sense that, if God is telling you to say something, to speak truth into somebody's life, you need to do it, right? And you can't be hindering or being careful with your words so that you don't offend anybody else. So thank you so much again, Trisha, for sending me your dream. And for everyone else watching, if you guys would like to send me your dreams, make sure to send me your dreams at dreaminterpretation2020@gmail.com. I'll have it right here and also in the description. Make sure to check that description because I have a checklist of things to include in the email. And if you guys like the video, please remember to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe. And remember to hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. So thanks for watching, and God bless.